WHO says mutant mink coronavirus outbreak in Denmark is a concern.
Here's a summary of the article.
6 countries have now reported coronavirus cases linked to mink farms after a COVID mutation spreading from the animals to humans was found in Denmark. Denmark has already ordered a cull of its 17 million mink. Denmark first learned a strain of coronavirus had crossed over from mink in June after an outbreak at a care home. 5 different strains of mutant mink coronavirus have been discovered in 214 people in Denmark since then. Dr. Lucy van Dorp, a geneticist at University College London, looked at the genomes of mutant mink COVID-19 from the Netherlands and Denmark published earlier this year. Denmark is the world's biggest producer of mink fur, with a turnover of some €1.1 billion a year. Although the human victims of the mutated mink virus were not severely ill, scientists at the Danish State Serum Institute discovered that the mutated coronavirus appeared to weaken the body's ability to form antibodies against it.
This post received a score of 63,000, with an upvote ratio of 89%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The big concern right now is either this strain gets widespread and the vaccines currently being developed won't protect against it, or as vaccines are rolled out, other strains from jumps between species will mutate, and those that are resistant to current vaccines will spread. Denmark has taken some measures to isolate communities where the mutated strain is present, and is culling their mink to prevent further jumps and mutations. We don't know how far it's spread, or if it's spread. We don't know if the vaccines we're developing will protect us. The key takeaway is if we allow the disease to continue to spread, it will jump between humans and other animals, and each of those jumps has the potential to create a new strain that will be harder to vaccinate against. Unless we take more serious measures to contain COVID spread, we may be in a pandemic well past when the first round of vaccines are developed.
No new human cases since September.
This is incredibly underreported.
This entire story has been laced with misinformation from the beginning.
It's because all of the articles keep mentioning the higher 200 count instead of just the cluster 5 count, and they don't qualify until you dig into the articles. The fact that seagulls could potentially spread it worries me. Also, I've heard that farm workers travel back and forth out of the region, so that is also worrying, if true. Lot of variables, and it, for sure, should be on everyone's radar, but try not to freak out just yet. I'm from northern Jutland, and a ban has been put in place. People are not allowed to leave their commune, and should stay in place unless strictly necessary. The thing that worries me, however, is how seriously people take the ban. Because we don't really enforce a sort of border control or anything. We're just told to stay in place.
I think you mean municipality, my fellow Dane, not commune. And I agree. There's just too many people, young ones especially, who doesn't take this serious enough. Undoubtedly, a bunch of people is going to decide that the common interest is beneath their own wants, and disobey the quarantine. We can only hope it's not gonna be enough for this shit to spread further, and we can eradicate it.
Damn, was half-packed to head to a Danish commune.
The Danish word is literally, commune. Yes, we really were a lot redder back when.
Throws the 2020 bingo board out the window.
Who had coronavirus V2 for November? WHO didn't.
Who's prepared for something like that?
WHO isn't.
WHO was, actually. WHO was watching for a more deadly mutation. Like the 1918 flu, the second wave was more deadly because it mutated. One way to mutate is by going into other species.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.